Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to run you guys through the first couple of days of Frostpunk. If you don't know what Frostpunk is, it's a game about a post-apocalyptic Earth that's pretty much frozen over due to humans using up all the resources. Pretty much the opposite of where we're at in today's climate. Anyways, I want to thank everyone that has supported me in starting up my YouTube channel, helping me go through logo designs, helping me go through channel art, helping me pick out the right software to use. But anyway, let's get into it. I'm going to start y'all off with the base game, which is a new home, main story. You can customize the scenario if you want, depending upon difficulty, people's needs, like food and warmth, the economy, how abundant resources are, or how unabundant they are, the weather, whether it gets really cold really fast, or you get periods of cold and a little bit warmer temperatures, and also how your society views you. I'm just going to start with the base settings. And if you guys don't know about this, Frostpunk was made by 11-Bit, which is a great indie gaming company. I think it was released somewhere around 2015, and it's absolutely fantastic game. Alright, so here's the setup of the game. You just have the heater here, which pretty much just warms up your people. At first, you're going to have to start gathering, like, coal, trees, or wood, and steel. So you need to fight the coal. So what you're going to want to do is you're definitely going to need wood, because that's what you're going to need for building tents. So wood's definitely the top priority, and you want to get as much coal as you can so you can start the heater at night. And it's always good to have about 10 engineers that can go and build buildings for you, because essentially you have workers and then you have engineers, and engineers are not to be rude, but they're more of the intelligent part of your community, and they build structures. They help you research new technologies. They're not really good for doing like gathering resources, but they're definitely helpful to have around just in case you do need an extra workforce. And I'm gonna go ahead and take some more people off of wood. That way we've got a bit of coal coming in, because you definitely want to be able to heat your people up for the first night. Okay, yeah. So now that I'm gathering wood and steel, I'm going to go ahead, you want to build tents right off the bat. That way the people they don't start getting discontent because they don't have anywhere to stay, they don't have anywhere to sleep at night. So what you do is just start building those, and you'll see the engineers. You'll see how many engineers you have to work on these projects, which they'll finish the tents before the end of the day. So I'm going to go ahead and speed this up. By the end of the first night, you're going to want to have at least 250, maybe 300 coal. That way you can turn the heater on. Like, we'll go ahead and stop right here. It's time for the end of the workday, so I'm going to go ahead and turn on the generator. Start generating some heat for everyone. As you can see, we've got, well, there's the food warning as well. You'll need to collect food. But it says we have enough coal for about 2 days. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, you're going to come over here, build yourself a cookhouse. What the cookhouse does is it turns raw food into meals for everyone. I'm going to go ahead and build a hunter's hut. And what the hunter hut does is, if you have workers that are gathering coal or gathering wood throughout the day, you can send them to the hunter's hut. But for the first couple of days, you don't really need to worry about getting raw food, because of simply the fact that you have 100, and I think you start out with 80 civilians, so you at least have a day's worth of food. The main priority is just getting coal for the first day or two. And then you want to go over here, look at the resources. You've got a gathering post, which you'll want to start building within the second or third day, it's going to gather resources around a certain area. Like you can see here, it'll gather. If I set the building there, it would gather the steel and all the wood planks here, or I could set it over here and it would collect from both of these coal deposits. But you don't really need to worry about that for the first day. The first day priority is to just get your colony up and running. Now the workshop. The workshop is probably one of the most important buildings you need to build right off the bat, simply because that's where you research new technologies. And researching new technologies is going to be important because it's going to get colder throughout the day. Like you can see up here on the day, it says the temperature will drop significantly, 2 levels. So right now we're at 20 degrees Celsius. And 20 degrees Celsius isn't too bad in this game. It's not, people are not going to get sick very often. You see the inside temperature of buildings are pretty warm, but you got to keep in mind these are in the heat zone. If you don't have the heater on, you'll see that people will pop up and they'll be sick because they're just not warm enough. And you don't have to have all the buildings at +2 heat zone or temperature at, let's see here, the comfortable temperature. As long as you have it at the livable setting, which is the orange, your people should be fine. You may get a sick person every once in a while. However, it's a lot better to save that amount of coal that you have, just so that your people aren't suffering like with loss of technology, that sort of thing. Now here at the research tree, you've got your heating section, you've got exploration and industry, resources, and food and health. The first thing I definitely recommend you researching is the beacon, simply because you're going to need more settlers for your colony, so that you don't get stuck in a rut because you don't have enough people to work the buildings. And I'm going to go ahead and speed it up to get them through the first night. Like I said, I'm not going to worry about the hunter's hut right now. I'll have to wait till the morning before I get more wood, before I can build the rest of the tents. But as you can see, pretty much for the most part, hope is at half, and discontent is really low. But if I didn't build the tents within the next 2 days, critical shortage. And you'll also get these sort of objectives throughout the game whenever your people start becoming unhappy. And you'll see here, like, this is the Book of Laws. And the Book of Laws pretty much gives you a choice between 2 evils. Like, you can either radically treat the sick by cutting off limbs, or you can sustain life, but it's going to hurt your economy. And the same thing with, you could either build a cemetery, or you just throw the corpses in a pile. But for right now, I'm not going to put them on emergency shift. There's absolutely no reason for me to do that. I'm gathering enough resources. I'm going to have enough resources to build tents here in a minute. And you see, I still have enough coal for 2 days. So you don't really have to worry about those objectives or setting a new law until you actually need it, because there's a cooldown in between time when you can pass laws. And we're getting closer to day 4. It's 2 days away. You want to have all the tents built by probably the 2nd or 3rd day. I would recommend the 2nd day, simply so that your people aren't even more discontent. Because the longer they don't have homes, the more they're going to be discontent. So I'm going to go ahead and build more tents there. That's enough for all the people in my community so far. And as you can see here, the cookhouse is working. They've turned all the raw food into meals. So I'm going to go ahead and speed it up. We got the beacon research. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and build the beacon. I'm going to take some of the workers off of coal and put them on gathering steel. That way we can build the beacon within probably the next day. Yeah, we should have enough. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and build a medical post for the 2 sick people that we currently have. And I'm going to go ahead and start researching steam hubs. Actually, no, heaters. I would go with heaters first off. That puts individual heaters in each building besides tents. And what that does is it raises the heat level in the building by 1. So whenever the temperature drops, instead of wasting on your coal on upgrading your steam level and your generator and losing on your coal and no one getting heat, you just build individual heaters in the buildings themselves while they're working, so that way less people get sick and you're not using as much coal. I'm going to go ahead and speed it up through the second day here. As you can see, discontent's lowering because everyone has homes now, and we have a medical post, so the sick are going to start being treated. Let's see, we'll take some of these, take a few of the engineers out of there, and we'll put them in the medical post. That way they can start treating the sick. But I'm going to go ahead and skip forward until the workday starts. Let's see what we got here. Workers needed. Another thing too with the child labor, it may seem really beneficial to have those extra hands at first while you don't have all the extra people that would come in after you set up a beacon and you have people running out and finding resources outside of your community. However, it's not worth it. I'm just gonna wait to pass a law when I need it to the extreme. I'll go ahead and skip forward here. Need the workers to start gathering steel so that we can build the beacon, so that way we can get more people in our community. See, I think it said 35 still is what I need. Yeah, I should be able to build it by the end of the day. And I have heaters researched now. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead, and the third thing I'm gonna research is the hunter's gear, because food is going to start becoming scarce, especially if you only have 1 hunter's hut. But I still have a day's worth of food, so I should be able to get the next convoy of people into the community before I need to start gathering food. If not, you can always take people off of coal. As you can see, I've got close to 3 days worth of coal here, and that'll keep your people happy, and also keep them well fed and warm, because this game isn't about just keeping them warm or just trying to keep them fed. It's an aspect of trying to make the people happy and keep them happy in every which way you can. So I'm going to go ahead and build the tech into the beacon, and we'll just set it there, and then I'll have to build roads to it. There we are. Now we're working on the beacon. I'll start building it, and then you'll get I believe a cutscene whenever the beacon's built. Yeah, and it'll show you that it's raising the beacon so that people can see what's outside of your community, because you're kind of in this like big hole in the ground. It looks like a meteor just kind of hit the earth and just made this completely. Oh, look at this hole. Let's go live in it. We're fucking groundhogs. As you can see, whenever I zoom out, you can see the lost expedition of people, and you can see over here there's a crash site. But for now, I'm just going to zoom back in. I'm going to go ahead and create a group of scouts. And what I'm going to do is you're going to just click on the scouts over here. You'll see it light up. And you'll hit the green arrow over here to send them out to find the lost expedition. Let's see here. I've already sent people to search. But anyways, that's the first 3 days of getting through Frostpunk. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you like, subscribe, click on that bell icon so that you know I'm releasing another video. And to everyone, thank you again, and let me know what you think in the comments.